Hello everybody, this is Ryan over at High Carb Regenerator. Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about salt. Salt is something that I've never really liked. I don't add it to my food. I don't really like the taste of it. So it's something that I have never really delved into because of the taste. Sometimes I get bloated from it. And I've also seen some videos from DURIANRIDER over the years talking about how you shouldn't have salt. It just adds weight. It really doesn't do anything for you. And I actually talked to DURIANRIDER about salt in my interview. So one of my interviews. So I'm going to show actually the video here of him talking about how you really shouldn't.
Exclamation. How much can you hold? How long does it take to get rid of? What foods apart from sea salt cause it? Or salt cause it?
Do you want to answer this one or should I answer this one?
Well, you can start. Like, you love
Salt stores more water in the body.
100 times.
The same weight, roughly. So 100 grams of salt, a few kilos of water there.
So
1 gram of salt is 100 grams of water retention. So 10 grams of salt is a kilo of water retention. So if you're having 50 grams of salt a week, it's about 5 kilos of water retention, unless you're doing some exercise in the open air, sweating it out. Bikram yoga doesn't count because it doesn't really pump your lymphatic system. You sweat, but you don't pump your lymphatic system like do cycling, running, I'm not even really swimming, but things that make you sweat, outdoors, breathing, that's what gets the sodium retention out.
Gets it out quick. Yeah.
Tomatoes, a lot of people have allergies to tomatoes, freelee. I was not as her, she stores a bit of water retention if she eats tomatoes. So it depends as well. Salt, keep your salt intake lower. Lower's better.
No, definitely. It makes such a difference. When I started eating low sodium, the weight just started to really come down quite quickly. I mean, imagine some people who are like 200, 300 pounds coming to this lifestyle, starting to eat super low sodium. They're going to drop a whole lot of water weight, even within the first week or so, or couple of weeks.
Especially if they want to bike a bit.
Yeah, because a lot of people think, like if they're carrying weight, they're like, oh, it's just fat. I'm just fat, that's all it is. But I'm telling you, you can carry
a lot of water weight.
You can carry like a small child on your body.
More than that.
Water weight, depending on who you are. But I seriously was. With, I've lost over 40 pounds, and a lot of that was actually water weight. Because my body really used to hang on to it. Because I wasn't as fit, I wasn't as healthy. Now my body's more efficient. I've been on this lifestyle over 7 years, so the body's healthier, more efficient. So you've got to be patient, keep the sodium low. Less is more, as Harley said.
1,000 to 1,500 milligrams a day.
And your taste buds are going to adjust. And you're going to start to enjoy low sodium dishes. Like, I can't stand when it's too salty now.
Can't eat it.
It's just like that. It just turns my taste buds off. So I hope that helps. Is there any other
I'll add quickly. Water retention can be from hormonal rebalancing. So someone's come from calorie restriction, like 1,200 calories a day, Michelle Bridges, 12-week body transformation, phentermine addiction pill lifestyle, and then they get into some calories and then the body starts to hold more water because now the hormones are rebalancing from all the metabolic damage on Michelle Bridges, Sarah Wilson, I Quit Sugar program, Dr. Atkins, Fatkins, paleo, primal fad diet restriction, carbs are bad for you. Dr. Atkins dead at 258 pounds of heart disease. They're on that program. They get to this lifestyle. They're starting to put a bit of weight on because their hormones are starting to rebalance. They're storing a little bit more fluid, bone density's going up, muscle glycogen is
you got to get through it.
Got to get through it.
Yeah, you got to get through it patient.
So that can cause a lot of weight gain, but it's water retention mainly. It's not fat. It's hard to fucking gain fat. But as your hormones balance out, when someone starts doing steroids, they often have more water retention because their hormones are going up.
Look at these quads, like steroid quads.
So when your testosterone levels go up, ladies, you can store more fluid as well. Same with guys as well. So just focus on the health and long-term fitness. Everything will slim out over time. But when you try and micro control everything, you're gonna fuck up 100%.
Yeah. Good. Well said.
Okay, and welcome back. So it's something that, my ex actually used to pour salt on everything that she ate. I'm like, oh man, it's so gross. I could not handle, I cannot add salt to things. The taste to me anyway, takes me forever. Matter of fact, this is actually why I don't like even going swimming in the ocean, because it takes me so long to actually get that salt taste out of my mouth. Just like the edge of your mouth. Like, I'm like, ugh, it freaks me out. So I really don't go swimming in the ocean very often. So lately I've been talking to Victoria, Nutrition by Victoria, and we kind of came to the conclusion that possibly I'm not getting enough salt. Because all my blood tests came back normal. I am going to do a video about that as well. So subscribe just so you can see that when it comes out. But I'm like, I can't figure this out. And then I told her, I'm like, when I go over my parents' house, the next day I always look better, and the next day my performance is always better. And I'm thinking maybe it's because I eat more calories over there, but it's usually more fat calories. And I like to stay away from that. And all the keto people are, if they even still watch this channel, are going to be like, well, I told you should have been doing keto. But anyway, we kind of deducted the fact that the one thing that is constant is every time I go over my parents' house and if I eat the food that they make, the salt is way higher than what I would ever do. They don't mind salt. And my performance was better the next day. So I tried this experiment this week. The first day I tried it, I didn't notice anything. But the next day I hopped on my Cellerciser, which is in the other room, and I bounced for over an hour. I'm like, I've never done this before. Never done this before. And then I still had plenty of energy. And I went over, actually my parents, ironically, and I helped my dad put his shed doors back on and a bunch of other things. And I had all the energy in the world. And then, I ate over there. I just brought my own stuff this time because they do use a little bit more fat than a lot more fat than I would like. And then the next day I bounced for another 45 minutes. And I think I actually rode bike that day too. I'm like, wow, this is nuts. And then yesterday, which was Tuesday, I went out, I got on the trainer, I ate all my, smoothies and everything. I had all my smoothies. I had a bunch of fruit. I had a bunch of, it was all raw. It's always raw in the morning. And I'm like, I have a little bit of time before I go do the delivery stuff. Why don't I hop on the bike? And I maintained 330 to 350 watts for half an hour. And I'm like, I can't even believe this. The only reason I stopped is my lungs just couldn't do it anymore. And then once the lungs can't do it anymore, lactic acid builds up. It goes up and up. And I'm like, wow, maybe there is something to the salt thing. So this is why I'm making this video. I'm also going to show the interview here.
And you were talking about having very minimal salt. And then somebody else told me that you had changed your thoughts on salt consumption. What is that true? And what changed your mind on that?
Yeah, in 2008 or 2003, even if you watch my forum content in 2003 or my YouTube videos in 2008, I was like, avoid salt. That changed around 2010 when I realized why am I even saying this? This is good advice for someone with high blood pressure, like an obese or anyone with high blood pressure. Yeah, cut your salt as low as you can go. But for the rest of us, it wasn't necessary. Okay. So then I said, just eat as much salt as you sort of care for. And over time, you'll have less and less salt, but you'll still have 1 to 3 grams a day. And that's no biggie. But if you've got high blood pressure, cut out the salt until your blood pressure's, healthy range, and then you'll be good to go. But if you're doing my protocols, your blood pressure is going to be fine anyway, if anything, it will be like low normal versus high. So with salt, I tell people, have as much as you care for, but if you've got high blood pressure, then you got to like back off the salt, I tell people, let your blood pressure decide. And like my eyes are a bit puffy today because I had a bit of a salty meal last night. So if you're going to wake up in the morning, do a photo shoot, like if I do a video first thing in the morning, I'd have a very, very low sodium. I wouldn't have soy sauce. I've got soy sauce right here. So I wouldn't have soy sauce in my glass at nighttime.
What are you dipping your gummies in soy sauce?
I would have just maybe a bit of ketchup, right? A bit less salt. So if you've got to wake up and have no puffy eyes, then don't have salty meal the night before. Okay. That's the secret there. So so it's otherwise, after about an hour of bike riding or a bit of a walk, you start to pump your lymph, the salt retention comes out of your face, you're good to go. So so that's a little tip there for people who want to have a fresh face in the morning. Then eat a low sodium dinner and have your salt maybe at lunchtime, etc.
And we're back. So he has changed his mind on it. I have changed my mind. I don't like salt, so I haven't been adding it. I've just been adding things that have salt in it. So I'll do nori wraps, or I'll do like a Japanese barbecue sauce or a little bit of soy sauce or something. I still don't like the taste of salt. I can't just add salt to my food. Himalayan The pink salt is a little bit better, but overall, or Celtic salt or whatever it's called, but not a huge fan of it. So I'm just going to add things that have salt in it in high quantities. And then when you think about the Asians, honestly, I mean, most of their food is very salty. And that hasn't added any water retention or anything to them, but they work circles around us. So it's food for thought, literally. If you already like salt, then you probably don't know what I'm on about. If you don't really like salt, then you probably maybe want to try with it, experiment with it. I was just surprised at how much my performance went up with high carb, low fat, and the addition of more salt or sodium, I should say, than I've had before. Anyway, comments, questions down below. Like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Oh, and share this if it would do anybody any good that you know.